Full moon in Sagittarius on June 3rd, 2023. This is a powerhouse of a full moon. It is a very fated full moon. It is North Node conjunct Jupiter during this full moon. That is blessings, that is grace, that is doors opening for our highest timelines, our highest paths forward, our very soul purposes, highest callings, soul callings. That's very illuminated. This full moon also is 1 degree off of the Great Attractor. This is a very mysterious point, but the fact that the full moon is on this Great Attractor, this is going to sound wild, adds to our capacity to manifest, to bring soul purposes into our physical lives. This is powerful. So kind of the question, one of the questions, we're going to go into a lot of different questions. I want to give you the kind of, it's like a life hack, right? That's what these videos are all about. We've shifted a little bit and changed, and I tried to not do these astrology videos, but it was like for our communities and our different rewilding circles, and even for myself and my own life and for my team, it's really helpful to have these, we can call them an energy report, or we can call them an astrology forecast, but it's more than that. It's like the cheat sheet for life, right? It's like the cheat sheet for life for the energy that we're in, right? And so instead of fighting against the energy, let's work with it. It's like having the wind at our backs. And so this whole conversation is going to give you a lot of tips about how to have the wind at your back. What are the things that you can really step into during this moment in time? And there's a lot for us to really be able to step into during this moment in time. Let me just feel for a second, where is a good place to start? I think the great place to start is talking about this North Node, South Node line. So even if you don't believe in astrology, that's totally fine. This is a really beautiful framework and kind of doorway into our inner world to bring us into alignment or connection with our true north. What is true north, Sabrina? True north is your authentic, true self. True north is soul alignment. It's working toward soul purpose. It's that part of us that it's like when we hit it, it's like, this is what I came here for. This is what I was built for. This is what I'm wired for. This is who I am. And this is the thing that fills me the most, that fulfills me the most, that lights me up the most. By the way, all of these things I'm sharing here could possibly be good doorways in to feel into what it is that's lighting you up like that, right? So that's our true north. That's this in astrology. That's this North Node, South Node line. Now here's the amazing thing about this. Jupiter is conjunct the North Node. For kind of the first week of June is a really powerful time. This only happens once every 12 years where Jupiter conjuncts the North Node. It's happening in the sign of Taurus. Are we still North Node in Taurus? Let me just check this out really quickly. I don't want to give you false information, and sometimes when my brain starts to go into these spaces, yes, of course, it's still North Node. It's still North Node in Taurus. The nodes will shift in a couple of months. So the nodes will shift into the Aries Libra axis. And I was like, wait, did that happen? And it has not happened. So let me talk a little bit more about this. North Node in Taurus, this is more of that embodiment. This is more of physicalizing our dreams. It's like making your dreams a reality. That's what this moment in time is about. Dreams becoming a reality. However, hold on, here's the caveat. These dreams have to be soul aligned. This whole North Node, South Node, it is soul alignment. It's soul truth. Full moon in Sagittarius. Let me just skip around a little bit here. You might have to listen to this video a couple times because I think it's going to be multi-layered and there's going to be a lot coming at you. Full moon in Sagittarius is truth. Sagittarius energy, when it's like pure raw Sag energy, it's truth. Don't care if this hurts feelings, because the truth is the highest thing that I can deliver in this moment. Even if it's a little bit uncomfortable, or you don't like it, your ego doesn't like it, your little self doesn't like it. Sagittarius also takes us into higher thinking, higher learning, higher mind, right? Doesn't necessarily cater to our little egoical selves. Doesn't necessarily care about our feelings, right? Unless those feelings help us to get into alignment with our deeper truths. This is such a great moment in time to tap into our inner authentic, soulful self. And so practices that I can suggest are find guided meditations, find workshops that take you into this deep, authentic, true, soulful self, doing experiential work, right? Experiential astrology, crazy powerful right now. Embodiment practices where you're experientially journeying into your North Node. There's a way to work that line, that destiny line, that North Node, South Node line, that true North line, right? So there's ways to do it. Sometimes shamanic journeys can be powerful. You may have your own meditative practices for this. If you don't have one, join us in Bones. We're going through this in June. That's the aim of our circle, our rewilding circle for June. It is all this. It is all destiny. It is all the Great Attractor. There's a workshop in there. There's a bonus thing, nothing but soul. It is all about working this destiny line in that experiential, embodied, very shamanic way. Okay, so that's our North Node, South Node. Let me feel if there's a little bit more. There's going to be some crunchy stuff with this. So let's just be really honest about this. Yes, it's Jupiter on the North Node. Yes, it's benevolent. Yes, it's grace-filled. Yes, it's blessings. Yes, all of those things, right? Jupiter is a door opener. Jupiter is expansive. Jupiter is just joy and luck and goodness and happiness. Very much a Sag energy too, of like seeker, higher mind, expansive, right? Thinking outside of the box. And I want to talk more about thinking outside of the box. This is crazy powerful too, and will so help us to uncover, let me feel for what, creative problem solving, us to uncover ways to make manifest what it is that we're dreaming up. Not just ways to access what it is, but ways to actually bring it into our lives. Like that relationship that you've been longing for your whole life, right? The mind is aligning with Uranus, and I'll talk more about this in a moment. There's just so much. I know I'm all over the place, and my apologies. Just come back and watch it again, right? Because if I slow down, I'm not able to bring, I don't know, whatever is pinging me through to you. So apologies, just put me on slow-mo or come back and listen to these parts again if you need to. I'll come back to the mind stuff. It's very powerful. Just know I'm going to park that for now. We're going to come back to that. I want to continue on this conversation around crunchy and challenging. So yes, Jupiter is this benevolent, grace-filled on the North Node, opening up doors, opening up future potentials. Here's the deal. The North Node is not known territory to us. The North Node is not where we've come from. It doesn't feel like home. It's not comfortable for us. That's our South Node. That's our past life territory, karmically where we came from. I'm pointing backwards because it's South Node. South Node and North Node are in alignment. South Node is where you came from. You came in with karmas, you came in with experiences, you came in with certain wiring, certain patterning, you came in with this like karmic blueprint, right? You don't have to believe in past lives, doesn't matter, but just we've all kind of come in differently, right? Some people are just naturally gifted at music, some people are naturally gifted at sports. That's part of that karmic blueprint. There's much, much more, many more layers that most of us will never be conscious to. You can dive in there and you can get really conscious to them. If you have actually the eclipse workshop, that's a good one. It's not open right now, but if you have that, that's a really powerful one. You get to go into your karmic backpack to really work in that territory. Shadow workshop, also if you have the rewilding shadow workshop, now is a good time for that too. Because when we work in the South Node, this is past life territory, when we work in the South Node and we release karmas, we move beyond limited patterning from the past, and it can even just be in this life. So let's not go crazy and just try to go like, this is the farmer Sabrina coming out, try to go whole hog on it, right? But we just take this life, and it's like, the reason we're not creating that relationship that we've wanted our whole lives is because we're being held back by belief systems around relationship experiences from this life. We're still holding on to inner child patterning that maybe we don't feel like we're worthy of healthy love, healthy relationship, maybe, and all, like, it's so multi-layered, right? Like, very, like, there's so much in the unconscious realms that we're not typically tapped into all of the time. But what's going on now is some of this stuff is opening up. So while there's this benevolent, grace-filled, amazing, glorious goodness of where we're headed, potentials, possibilities, we've got to be real that in order to move forward, in order to evolve, to expand, to grow, this is a lot about growing. In order to grow, we have to move into the uncomfortable. Things don't change while staying in our comfort zones. And so really just honoring that the change, the expansion is oftentimes outside of our comfort zone. And sometimes it's very outside of our comfort zone. Some of us in this moment in time, we're dedicated. Here's something that I can share with you as just an offering. Feel into if this is right for you, but to commit. What if, this is crazy, this is a power prayer, right? This one you want to be careful with. This is like soul fire. What if you were to really commit to a soul path? Like, you were just to commit. You're going to commit to it. Like, I'm in, and you watch what aligns and the synchronicities that happen, especially in this moment in time. If you were to do a full moon ritual, I'm holding 2 circles during this time. One is a closed private teacher training circle. The other is open, and you're able to join it if it sings to you. It's our rewilding membership, and we gather monthly anyways. This month, it's not like you have to lock things in. You can literally join for a month, come sit in circle with us, do this work with us. And if it's not for you, no harm, no foul. Totally respect that, right? Your path is your path. But I'm holding 2 circles during this moment in time, and it is so powerful when we can tap into deeper soulful realms of self and make a commitment to it, to whatever degree that we're able to. But we've got to, it's like, here's the other thing, and I hate to say this, but it's so loud, and I'm here to be so honest with you all, right? Like, I'm here to be so honest with you all and so transparent with you all, and not to bullshit you and not sugarcoat stuff and not be like new age fluffy woo woo, it's all love and light bullshit, because I want to throw up on myself when I even try to express that. Spiritually bypassing shit through my system. But let me feel for a quick moment. I want to, I just lost my thread. Here's what it is. Days this keeps coming in for me, and it's, most people will never go to the state of consciousness that is required to tap into these energies that I fucking talk about. That sucks. I hate saying that. But it's like riding a bicycle. You don't just get on a bicycle and ride the thing, right? You have to train to ride a bicycle. It's the same thing with these states. I'm about to talk about the Great Attractor. This is a state of consciousness required to be able to access it. A state of consciousness required to be able to access the frequency of the Great Attractor. You access this frequency of the Great Attractor, right? It's your nervous system that aligns and tunes in. You're like a tuning fork. But most of us are only a tuning fork for like this range of mundane, physical, daily shit, right? There's this much, right? There's this much. And so it's finding if this is your path. I'm also not saying that this is everyone's path. It's not for everyone to have the capacity to go into many states of altered consciousness and to tap into many different frequencies that all hold different energies, different gifts, different capacities, different awarenesses, different things. Right? And so for some reason, this just pissed me off today. It just really pissed me off today. And I think for those of us here, I want to speak to y'all. Like, wow, I'm really fucking fiery. By the way, Pallas Athena, warrior goddess, is conjunct Black Moon Lilith, dark goddess. So if you're feeling this like sacred activism or like warrior with fierce dark goddess, Kali Ma, ferocious Lilith, fuck the system kind of energy, that could potentially be playing a little bit of a part of this. And that Pallas Athena, I call her Pallas Athena, but lots of people just refer to her as Athena. Athena conjunct Black Moon Lilith, some people just call her Lilith. They're in a really powerful position to this full moon too. So they will be lit up and they will be activated. So just know that the feminine in you is wanting change. The feminine in you is wanting change, and she's kind of roaring a little bit, potentially. See, now here's the thing. We get to be conscious of that if we want, right? Or we could be unconscious to that. This is so hard to talk about. Let me see if I can talk about this a little bit more. Something that I would love to share with you all. This is potentially the craziest rewilding energy report that I've done. And I would love to apologize for it, but I don't know. This is just what it is, right? So tell me if you feel like you're getting daggers to the face. I'm not meaning for this to come through with daggers to the face. It's coming through with love, but just know that every time I create one of these, I literally embody the energy of this full moon. So while you can take my words in as, okay, she's saying this, and this, feel me. I have been doing this work for so long, and just the way that I work in the world is that I literally become the energy that I'm talking about. It's what roars through me. So if you're like, wow, Sabrina, it looks like you have multiple personalities. No, I'm just attuning to the energy, and I have this capacity to let it radiate out of me, not just through my voice or through my words or through my brain, but through my heart, through my body, through my cells, through my sexuality, through all of it. It just radiates out of me. And so if you're like, wow, Sabrina, you're pretty fucking in my face, that's this full moon. Wow, Sabrina, you're kind of fiery. That's this full moon. This is really truth bombing. That's this full moon. You're telling me that I can't get into altered states of consciousness. That's this full moon. You're telling me that I'm so far off of my soul fucking purpose that that's why I'm depressed and sad. That's this full moon. This is the crunchy part of the full moon. The nodes are squaring Pluto still, right? Like, while yes, Jupiter is on the north node and it is glorious and benevolent and beautiful and grace-filled, squaring Pluto, Lord of the underworld, who will literally say, here's why you're sad. Here's why you have no purpose in your life. Here's why you don't feel alive. Here's why you don't feel like you have enough love. But we have to be so fucking courageous. We have to be so courageous. And we have to hold a lot of love for ourselves, unconditional love, non-judgmental, fully acceptance love, right? For what is being shown to us. Does that make sense? For what it is that we're able to tap into, to see, so that we can shift it to get what we fucking really want, right? Follow your bliss. I know I say that all the time. I'm so sick of saying that. It drives me crazy, right? But it's such a simple, tangible way of tapping into like what it is that you were here to do, right? I get so passionate about this because I just see so many people numb. Sagittarius, a full moon in Sagittarius, it is a wake-up energy. It's a wake-up energy. Uranus conjunct Mercury. That's a wake-up energy. Uranus is Kundalini awakener, spiritual awakener, right? Whoosh, awakener. The Great Attractor, this full moon on the Great Attractor, it's an awakener. Wake the fuck up. That's legit what this full moon is saying, is just wake up to yourself. Stop pretending like you're much more awake than you are. Stop pretending like you're so happy when you're not. Just get real. Just be so real. Just that is step one for this full moon, is for just radical acceptance of self, radical acceptance of your life. My job sucks. My job is soul sucking. We will never be able to shine a light of change and transformation onto something if we're pretending that it's good. So can we just be so honest, not honest to beat ourselves up. It's not honest to feel bad about ourselves. That's where this unconditional love comes in. You just hold the love. Wrap yourself in love. Wrap yourself in love. But be so real about it. Like, you know what? My relationship is abusive. It's actually abusive. It's not physically abusive, but it's emotionally and psychologically abusive. That's fucked. This sucks. This sucks. And it hurts really bad. I'm going to wrap more love around it. I am not going to do this to make myself feel bad, or I'm not going to stay here and wallow in shame and embarrassment and pain and guilt, but I'm going to do it so that I can shine a light on it, so that I can change it. So something about this moment in time is, what is it that doesn't feel good? It's like, follow your bliss, but pay attention to your triggers, right? That's the second part of the Joseph Campbell words of wisdom that we missed out on. Follow your bliss, but pay attention to your triggers, because the things that irritate you and agitate you are pushing you too. So it's like, follow your bliss. That's sort of like magnetizing you. That's pulling you. But what is it that's chewing you up and spitting you out? And let's be real about this. Like, my relationship is chewing me up and spitting me out. What is it that feels soulless to you? Soulless. These are really great words for this moment in time. This has no soul. This group of friends has no soul. And what is it? Where can't I be true? I don't feel like I can be true to myself here. I don't feel like this is true or authentic. I'm not being my authentic self. For us who are in our feminine a lot, or have a lot of our feminine awakened and open, where do I not fit? Where do I feel like I can't be me? I can't be the fullness of me. I don't fit. I'm too much here. That's another really good telltale sign, right? So it's following our bliss, what lights us up, what illuminates us, what's like drawing us. Like, it's like this way, come hither. This is where you find flow state. This is where you just are so lit up and you just all of those things, right? But we don't talk about the opposite side of the spectrum, like that south node part where it's just like, enough of this. That's the south node. Enough of this. This is comfortable. This crappy relationship, it's comfortable. But what it's trying to do is it's trying to chew you up and spit you out. It's comfortable because it's known. It's not comfortable because it's aligned. It's just what you've known. That's past life territory. We are literally getting pushed out of past life. So feel into, I'm actually just here out of, because it's known to me. I don't love it. I don't love it. This is so powerful. I don't love it. It doesn't light me up, but it's comfortable. It's known. It's something I know. This is a choice, right? It's a hot, and it's not just taking one little step in one little area of our life where we make that commitment. Right? Coming back to making this commitment, like it's making that commitment, and it's to yourself. It's to your soul. It's to your higher self, your higher heart, your soul, your deep truth, that like inner true you. You make that commitment to that, like, hey, I'm gonna take these courageous steps. Hey, I'm gonna listen. Instead of, people always ask me, Sabrina, how can I listen to my intuition more? Stop ignoring it. Just stop ignoring it. Stop only hearing the things you want to hear, right? The other thing about this particular full moon is, what if, here's another, this is powerful. Instead of blaming something outside of you, what if you were to take 100% full responsibility for everything that's created in your life right now? Oh, I can feel some of you wanting to kill me. That's okay. You can blame me, right? If you're blaming me, you're probably, because I'm just some fucking chick on YouTube, right? I'm just some chick on YouTube who you've probably never met, probably don't know Sabrina, right? The full Sabrina, or even much of Sabrina, right? But if you're pissed off at me right now, it probably means that you're pissed off outside of yourself and blaming other things. And when we blame other things outside of ourselves, we are literally leaking power. We are literally giving our power away. We are saying, I am not an empowered adult to make decisions and to change my life. I do not have the capacity to change my life because you've done this to me. It's your fault. This thing. What if you gave yourself 0 excuses right now? 0 excuses. I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and he's talking about like dreams, like work dreams, career dreams. And you can so see that this is an aspect of him, but you can also see he's not gonna fucking do it. You can just see it, right? Like you can see it, you can feel it, like, yeah, yada, 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 talking fucking head. I know you're not gonna do this. I can feel it in you. And so in that moment, it was like, I don't know, just the embodiment of the fierce feminine, of just, that's an excuse, and that's an excuse. And that's an excuse, and that's an excuse. And these are, you're telling me all of these reasons why. And then he says, right, he gets to this beautiful point, and he's like, I have a really good life, and I get to be with my daughters because of the way that I have built my business. Boom. That's the core of the core of the core of the core. That is the absolute truth, and that is why all of this stuff will not happen, because this is what is actually the most powerful, the most prioritizing, the value system is right here, right? This is what I value at this moment in my life. So now, right, getting to that, even just having that conversation, getting to that core truth. Now think about this. All of the energy that was puking out over here and over here and over here, should be doing this, could be doing this, blah, 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 can stop. So now all of this wasted energy, excessive energy going out to all of these different coulda, shoulda, woulda, what if, blah, blah, goes all into this place. Think about that, energy leaks. Think about that for yourself, energy leaks. This is like the alchemist's dream, this full moon. The alchemist's dream, because it's asking us for alignment. And when we have this inner alignment, when our head is aligned with our heart, which is aligned with our dantian, which is aligned with my skin and my bones and my blood, like all the different parts of myself are aligned, I am crazy powerful. You are crazy powerful. Crazy, crazy, crazy powerful. But the problem is that most of us, our head is over here while our heart is over here, while the unconscious deep shit is in a completely another planet, right? And so we are tapping into a very small percentage of our capacity to create, of our capacity to be creators, of our capacity to tap into universal mind and universal creative force to create, because you can absolutely find that alignment with yourself. You can absolutely tap step by step by step, become more powerful, become a stronger creator, become a stronger manifester. But it takes that inner alignment. It takes the inner alignment. It is absolutely essential. It's essential because that's the only way that we can channel that much juice and that much power, is by not having all of these leaks. Not having all of these leaks. where the energy is just dispersing and going all over the place. That's most of us. It's like, oh, I want this. Well, one, you never tapped into the actual deepest truth of what you really fucking want, because we mostly pretend like we don't want what we want because it's too fucking painful. That's another question to ask yourself. What is it that you really want that's so fucking painful that you don't go near that? You don't dare open that door. That's probably part of your soul purpose. It's probably part of that North Node. Like the place, like I don't dare dream that big. I don't dare open that door. I don't dare, because if I do, I'm gonna have to feel the deep fucking longing. Guess what? We create from that deep longing. That's where all of the world conspires, all of the synchronicities line up. That's where all of you lines up, is when you do open that door. That is this North Node on Jupiter, full moon, conjunct the Great Attractor. It is that. It is that. Okay, I love you all so much. Come be in circle. Our June circle is completely dedicated to all of this, experientially journeying into this territory, working deeply in this territory. Would love to share it with you all. Even if you just try it out for a month, it's $47, right? You get 7+ hours of workshops. You work with the Great Attractor. You get a bonus workshop on the Great Attractor. You get 3 workshops that are called Nothing But Soul. It's working this destiny line. Plus we get to be together in circle, working in this territory in the workshop that I create for June. Totally aligned with this energy. I'd love to be there with you. I'd love to be there with you, right? Like, what have you got to lose? It's your soul calling. And if I'm not the person for you, fuck yeah, I get that, right? If I'm not, you're like, wow, bitch, you crazy. I cannot sit in a circle with you. I get that, but find the space that does work for you. Find the practices, find the doorways in that do work for you, whatever those are, right? This is a moment in time not to be missed. Really and truly, this first week, I would say the next 2 weeks until the new moon, but really it's peaking. It's really peaking the first couple of days of June. It's getting loud, like June 1, 2, 3, 4, loud. Go for it. Do something, right? Do lots of things, really. But just from that deeper place in me, that can you imagine the world? Can you imagine a world where we are all in that kind of alignment? When we have all opened that door to our truest truth, our most authentic selves, our deepest longings, what it is that we came here to express, to become, to share with the world. Can you imagine living in a world like that? That's why I show up here. That's something that I am so crazy dedicated to. That is part of my North Node. That is part of my true north. That's how the whole of rewilding got founded, is on that place. Is I can't imagine that, but I'm so dedicated to that. And I'll do one little step at a time, like make this video, like have that circle in our membership, like do a teacher training, like whatever it is, right? Maybe my last note is don't get frozen by how big it is. Don't get frozen by how big this is, how powerful or how potent or how destined or how fated this is. Just one step at a time. One alignment step at a time, right? One little healing at a time, one little shift at a time, one little opening up to a new state of consciousness at a time, one little thing at a time. That's it. It's just one foot in front of the other, one foot, and then we'll fall, and then we just get back up, and then we do another foot. That's it. Just step by step by step by step by step. Just don't get frozen by the enormity of it. Okay, I love you all so much, and I'm sending you so much good juju for this full moon. I would love to see you in the comments. I'm always there the first couple of days in the comments. It's me, yes, it's me, hanging out with you all in the comments, and I'd love to see you in Rewilding membership for this particular workshop. Yeah, I've been preparing for this one. Feels like for about 2 weeks now. If you've seen some of the stuff on New Earth energy, it's kind of tied into that as just a doorway into this space. Sacred tribes converging. There's so many supports right now, so it gets a little bit woo-woo, but it's all about this. It's all about this. Your true north. That's it. That's fucking it. Whatever that doorway is, again, I'll just share this last little piece again with you. Whatever that doorway is, that teacher, that circle, that workshop, that practice, that life shift, that decision that you make, that leads you further and further and further and further into your true north, right? And the other little caveat I want to share is maybe what was your true north a month ago might not be it now. You know, maybe when you did that soul purpose work a year ago, it may have shifted. Timelines have shifted for many people. This true north, it's a constantly evolving. It's an ever-changing, constantly evolving path. It's a path. You make one choice here, it changes the path. You make the next choice here, it changes the path. You make the next choice here, it changes the path. It's constantly changing. So it's not like, oh wow, I did some soul purpose work 6 months ago, I'm good. What? Soul purpose work I did 6 months ago, it's nothing. It points to nothing that I'm called to right now. Nothing that's opening up for me right now. For me, that might not be the same case for you, but I just know that I've been in this enormous amount of change, this enormous, really rapid amount of change. And so just kind of staying on it, keep it coming back. What's here now? What's true now? What's here now? What's the highest thing now? What am I called to do now? What's my soul purpose now? What's my, what's lighting me up now? What's really illuminated now for me? What's vibrating now? What's here? We're gonna do that in Rewilding membership. So if you're up for that, come join us. I know I promised I would talk a little bit more about Mercury and Uranus. I just remembered that. So I'll end on this. Mercury and Uranus. Give me a quick second. Lightning bolt. So Uranus is an awakener. It's higher mind. It's like quick, rapid insights. So pay attention to flashes. Pay attention to like quick solutions to something or quick inspirations. It's like inspiration, idea, quick flash. Here's this, here's that, do this, do that. But here's something that you can do to work with it intentionally to get the most out of it is hold I don't want to say problem, give it a container, because otherwise it's just firing off all over the place, and it'll give you an insight about your dog, or it'll give you an insight about your right toe, right? Or it'll give you random stuff, because the container is anything and everything. And so give it a container, give it something to focus on. This is also really powerful for the Great Attractor too. Give it something to focus on, give it something to work on, do that, right? Either you write it out, you meditate on it, you journal on it, you just keep repeatedly reminding yourself of, I know for us in Rewilding, we're creating this new framework. I'm not gonna say anything else about it. I'm gonna keep my yapper shut right now. And I'm just gonna sit in this energy and let the insights come in, let the inspiration come in, let the problem solving come in, let the solutions come in, let the aha moments come on, let it ping, right? But I'm holding this container, so I'm holding it like, this is it. I've been dreaming this up for a year. Now is the time that it's grounding itself, and now is the time when the insights are coming, right? And it's able to be manifest. It's like, now is the time to bring this in. Now is the time. And if I would have thought about this 2 weeks ago, I would have had zero ways, zero ideas, zero. It was just, I don't have a clue how this is going to happen. So if you're feeling that for anything in your life, I don't have a clue how I'm going to make this happen. I just have this dream. I've sat on this dream over a year, and now is the time. It's been incubating, right? It's like being pregnant with it. It's been incubating for a year, and now is the time. So that's something else to feel into for yourself. What is it that it feels like now is the time? What is it that it feels like now is the time for me to bring it in? And then you hold that in that container, and you let it come. Maybe it comes while you're walking. Maybe ideas come while you're showering. Have your phone with you, keep notes. Maybe you don't take notes on your phone. I was just trying to find my phone, and I'm doing a backup video with my phone, right? I'm like, where's my phone? It's in front of my face, of course. But I take notes on my phone. It's always with me. So I'll be meditating. Oh gosh, I don't want to forget this. And that's how this Uranus Mercury thing will work, is it will be something, it'll be a flash and you'll forget it. So write it down. Let it come in the shower, walking, in a conversation. It might come through sometimes very synchronistically, like a Facebook post shows up and you're like, wow, that's it. Or you just let the flashes come in, invite them in, hold them in a container of what you want it to work with, and you will be amazed at what goes down right now. But you have to consciously work with it. It's that thing that I went off about before. Most of us, right, blah, 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 the Athena Black Moon section, where it was just like, most people, you know, their bandwidth is this big, but can you expand it this big, right? We are so much more powerful than we know. We are so much more powerful than we know. And this is a moment in time where it's very easy to tap into and be shown how much more powerful we are. How much more powerful we are as creators, as manifestors, as healers, as all of the things. Okay, I love you all so much. This is it for me. I hope to see you in the workshop where we're working in all of this energy. You'll find the details below. I love you all, and I will see you when I see you, where I see you, and how I see you. Mwah.